we're going to be continuing our chapter on object-oriented programming, and so today we're going to be looking at, in this tutorial video, what a class is in Java. So as we've said before, in the real world you'll find many individual objects, all of the same kind. So for example, there may be thousands of other bicycles in existence, all of them of the same make and model. So each bicycle was built from the same set of blueprints and therefore contains the same components. In object-oriented terms, we say that your bicycle is an instance of the class of objects known as bicycles. So that is what a class is. A class is the blueprint from which individual objects are created. So coming back to the example that we've been using previously, which is the example of the dog. Here we have an example of a class. The class is named dog. And in that class we have an object, which is also the dog. So as you can see, we have fields here which represent the object state. So its breed, its age, its color. And then we have the methods which characterize the behavior of the object. So the methods, which would be in this example bark and wag. So they define its interaction with the outside world. So that's what an object that's what a class is. In the next step we'll be seeing how to create a class in Eclipse. Now that we've understood what a class is in Java, let's try and create one in Eclipse. So at the very beginning of this training, I showed you briefly how to create a class without going into too much detail. There is a point I want to make here, but I'll circle back to it once we've created our class. So if we open up our project here, and then open up the source folder, default package, we have our first class that we created at the very beginning of this training. So to create another class, you can either right click on default package, new, and then simply click on class, or you can simply just click on new Java class here at the top. It doesn't matter which method you use, they both bring you to this window. So from this window, let's name our new Java class, keeping to the example of what we saw on the PowerPoint before, dog. And then you can select whether it's public, private, protected, etc. We'll see what all of these modifiers do in future videos. So for the moment, just simply click on public. Then click on finish. And as you can see, we have our second class named dog here with the code affiliated to it right here. So you may have noticed, and this is coming back to my point I wanted to make earlier, that this class dog doesn't contain a main method. Now if we go back to our first class here, double click on it, you can see we have a main method here and not in the second class we just created. That's because it's not a complete application, it's just the blueprint for, in this case, dogs that might be used in an application. The responsibility of creating and using a new bicycle, a new dog object belongs to some other class in your application, but we'll see all of that in detail in future videos. So now that we've created our public class dog, we can basically fill in the fields and the methods of that class like we saw in the example before. So for example, string breed, int age. So these are, remember, the fields of the object dog in the class dog. And then we have the behaviors of the object, otherwise known as the methods, which would be, for example, bark. and I don't know, let's put another method, eat, doesn't really matter, like so. So that's what our class dog looks like, and that's how you create classes in Java.